we are almost in a state of political paralysis. The Foreign Secretary, by putting his foot in his stupid mouth, has consigned a mother to 5 more years, quite probably, in an Iranian hellhole. And his job in any other era of our lives would have been to get her out. Think about that. In any other period of British political history, certainly post-war, his job would be to get her out. Boris Johnson has intervened potentially to double her sentence. I'm going to let that sink in. I don't care how you voted in the referendum. How do we get out of this mess now, where everything that holds together our democracy is under threat? Because you are not, I don't believe, going to base your opinion of Boris Johnson on what he's done. You're going to base it on where he sits with regard to Brexit. Even though you know, and I know, that he was just as likely to swing the other way if he thought that that would increase his chances of one day getting to the door of Downing Street. He even wrote a column to that effect, as has been well documented, but blithely and completely ignored by people so invested in this ludicrous project that they've lost the ability to see the wood for the trees. And then you've got the European City of Culture story as well, which is simple, evidential truth. These are the 3 categories which render you eligible to apply for this status. You need to be an EU member, you need to be on the candidates to join the EU list, or you need to be in the European Free Trade Association. Our government policy is to be none of those things by March 2019. So we're not allowed to be in the competition. But this cynical, ugly, and ultimately profoundly dangerous desire from prominent Leave campaigners to keep stoking the fires of their supporters' pointless and utterly misdirected fury means that the story reaches huge swathes of the country, 60, 70% of the country, as a confection and an untruth. How do we get back from this? How do we get back from this? How do we get back from a country where a referendum result has rendered a foreign secretary the precise opposite of what he is supposed to be? He goes unpunished for doubling the prison sentence of a British citizen when his job in any other era would have been to get her out. And something as simple, it seems an odd comparison to make, but it's the same. It's there in black and white in the European Commission's rules. And yet, to open 60, 70% of the newspapers in this country this morning, you'd think that somehow there'd been some sleight of hand or some deception or some deceit.